stocks.
All right, let's get to sector spotlight, which is really going to be stock spotlight. It's going to be those momentum stocks you were just talking about. So we're going to start with Apple. Seem to be holding up relatively well. Where do you see this chart going?
Well, Apple's been something I've been focusing on because I've felt like if we were strong, it's ready to go after the rebound. So right now, it's still holding in there. Key levels to watch is on a micro level, 345. If Apple breaks 345, it'll lose some momentum. If it breaks 341, 342, you know we're in some trouble. I want to put up the chart of Apple real quickly because, you could see it, what I'm talking about here, tight range. Look where we're hovering. If it were to start breaking below this 345, 346, it loses some strength. If it does start to get above this 351 area, which is right around here, you'll know that maybe the market's holding in there. Maybe we can get some new leadership, and Apple is a stock that could help with that case in point. So Apple is something really focused on, or what you have to really be watching for some market direction, at least early this week.
Now, I want to go to Netflix, up over 1% already this morning. So it wasn't holding up as well on Friday, though. But over the weekend, I read some interesting articles that Amazon could actually be an acquirer of Netflix, which has puts it back on my radar on a fundamental. Multiple articles. Not just one crazy guy in his basement. And also, we heard that Netflix could announce a launch into Latin America. Iffy, because Canada wasn't that hot. But definitely, these are things to start thinking about it as certain catalysts.
Well, Netflix is something my traders started to focus on last week. It's hovering around support. That would be healthy if Netflix could hold today's gap and go higher. But if it doesn't, my traders are looking to start shorting this Netflix if it could get below this 50-day moving average. So right now you have two lines in the sand. Here's support 225. It's got to hold. If it starts breaking below that, you know we're in trouble. If it starts breaking above this little descending channel, just say above, where is it right now? Just say above 235. Maybe that excitement will hold true and it can continue. But Netflix also is a go-to stock, just a psychology barometer. So see which level holds or if we could break higher.
And I want to hit on Priceline because from all accounts announced a killer quarter last week. Well, but the stock was down a little bit afterwards. So what do you make of that, and would you be trading it?
Well, I know it was downgraded, and I know a lot of traders have been fighting Priceline. I fought it like a month and a half ago, and finally had good earnings. They gapped it up. It sold off hard. I think this could be the start of a bit of a correction here, so I would stay away from it.
Okay.
It broke its upper range. This is that ascending little channel. Close on the lows. This is your next area to watch in Priceline, but this is dangerous. I think it's an avoid.
And what about Baidu? Because, Renren had its IPO on Wednesday, shot up, but then had a really pretty big sell-off for an IPO. So does this bode poorly for all the Chinese internets, even though obviously Baidu is in a different category?
These Chinese internets have been something to watch as a big-time barometer. Okay, 2 months ago, they led the market higher. It was a great momentum trade. In the last few weeks, they started to get a little faulty. They started to sell off into the strength. Last week we talked about Baidu. If it broke 145, 147 on that Tuesday, something to watch. It broke that level and it got hit hard. And now it's something that I think traders are going to try and short this bounce. So if you look here, this was your topping tail on earnings, your false breakout. This was a support that didn't hold. Nice short for the traders. Also a good stop if you got out. So now we're bouncing back up. I'm going to try and reshort this Baidu around 145.
And sorry, are you done?
So no,
okay.
I'm almost done. So I'm just saying, on this group, you had your sell-off, you got stopped out. Now we're getting a little bit of a bounce. Now you need to see how valid that sell-off was by the bounce. And right now, Baidu, that 145, 146, if it can't take it back, I think traders are going to try and short that for another move lower.
Give me 10 seconds on Amazon. Was holding up well along with Apple.
See, Amazon's something to watch too. Can any stock stay up? Can any stock build on the momentum? You have a range here from like 198 to 202. If it starts going above 202 and Apple starts rallying, these things hold in there. We know the correction might be done. If it starts breaking below 198 and Apple starts breaking those lower levels and Netflix starts breaking 225, we'll know which way we're going to go.